Hey, yeah, I don't know what everybody's making such a big deal about. It's just a little rain. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me check. Oh, so segments?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another segment episode of Pete's Basement. Boys and I couldn't get together this week, obviously, because the Canes are coming! Fucking everybody in New York is going absolutely apeshit, and I really think it's just the news doing some sensationalist bullshit, capitalizing on the stupidity of the doomsayers, who, you know, we really got the kind of the shit scared out of us in the wake of the whole earthquake thing last week. And, you know, I know it was pretty much a pussy quake. All we got was an aftershock. Virginia got a 5.8, and, you know, you motherfuckers in California and shit, I don't know how you do it. My buddy Eddie, why would you even live there? I mean, I know the sun is nice, it's nice, there's a lot of hot women running around, but for God's sake, where I was sitting, my fucking table did like that, and watch my computer screen at work just fucking turned sideways. I'm like, okay, time to get the hell out of the building. But, yeah, no, I don't know how you guys deal with that shit, because where I was sitting, the earth done quaketh, and fuck that shit. So, you know, resulting from that, now we got this hurricane coming up the coast, and I honestly think a lot of this hysteria is for shit. I think it's just going to fucking rain and be pretty windy, which I guess is really the nature of a hurricane when you break it down, but you know, there's category 5s of hurricanes, and this is a 2, which will probably get downgraded to a 1. It's gonna fucking rain. And meanwhile, they're evacuating people, they shut down the subways and the buses, which I've never heard of, ever. It's fucking ridiculous. But, you know, through it all, the Pete's Basement boys care about you and care about your wallets and what you're spending on comics. So, we got ourselves a review for you. You know, in case you want to know how the basement's doing or anything, or if you want to tell us to, you know, look into some books, or you want to ask us something, or just say, hey, we love you guys, thanks for, you know, making a show, or we hate you guys, you're all assholes, shut the fuck up, stop filming, whatever. We like to hear from you no matter what you got to say. So hit us up, questions@peachbasement.com, facebook.com/peachbasement. You can get us on Twitter too. I want to thank everybody over the course of today, you know, asking about the basement. Hey, hope you guys don't flood and this and that. You're in the evac zone. Is everything okay? Really, thanks, guys. You know, it's nice to see that other people give a shit and whatnot. But just to let you know, the basement should be a-okay. I mean, I got pretty much everything on cinder blocks over here anyway, because I got tired of fucking flooding over the course of, you know, my lifetime. But we had these two dudes put in a double check valve from the sewer outside all the way to the bathroom over here, so we should be good. Fucking knock on wood, man. You know, the only thing I gotta worry about is the drain in the backyard filling up and, you know, the water overflowing over the cellar door in the back. Other than that, should be good. Famous last words, I know. But let's get to a couple of things. First of all, I want to thank Arthur Fakeson, if that is your real name, who sent us this picture of Bucky. Pop that up on the screen. Bucky's got Thor's hammer, cap shield, and an arc reactor in his chest for, you know, bringing him back to life. We offered it a couple of episodes ago if anybody wants to draw a picture of what Bucky's gonna look like when he comes back. And Arthur, you were the one and only dude that had nothing better to do with your time and did it. So, buddy, send us your address and we're gonna send you some cool shit. I'll let you know next week what it is when we decide on it. But thanks, man. That's fucking awesome. And you can find this picture at all times. It's going to pop up on the Pete's Basement Facebook this week. Also, let's see. Questions from Facebook. Ken Jenkins, the main Marvel Universe isn't the view which the movies are coming from. How far are you willing to go to see the titles straight from their source material before it becomes unacceptable? That's pretty much, I guess, a case-by-case basis. I was pretty displeased with the Ghost Rider film the last time, and I'm saying that because they're making part 2 now, Spirit of Vengeance. I don't know why they named the guy Mephistopheles instead of Mephisto. I know that is the original mythological name of the creature, but I didn't feel it was necessary to go mythology instead of Marvel, because, you know, Ghost Rider's from fucking Marvel after all. I think you're always going to find unacceptable bullshit when it comes to any of the movies that are not being done by Marvel Studios at this point. You know, Spider-Man, I don't know what to make of this yet. The kid they got playing it needs a fucking haircut, for one. There's that scene where Spidey's like running through, and it's from a first-person standpoint. I hope the whole goddamn movie's not like that, because I will lose my shit. The costume is obviously a little different. I don't care for that too much. The spider on the back is whack to me. You know, like I said, it's really just case by case and whatever they do. With Fantastic Four 2 was terrible. 1 was pretty decent. I liked the interaction of the characters and the way they played off each other. But, you know, there's really no general way to answer that question. Nancy Gonzalez, is your shop having a DC 52 midnight release, and is anyone going? I do believe most of us frequent Midtown Comics is having a midnight release. They've been doing a signing with Jeff Johns and Jim Lee for Justice League. I will not be going. I can't speak for Ramon or Steve, but work the next day coming, you know, that 6 a.m. wake up call comes pretty fucking early. So I'm going to be a baby and bow out of that. And maybe I'll run into Jim and Jeff at Comic-Con in New York in October. Blah, blah, blah. Jorge Burgos, is anyone going to watch the Walking Dead TV series when it comes back to season 2? Absolutely. I cannot wait for that shit to come back. I loved the first season. I even know people who were not into comics at all that said that shit was great. So a big ol' yes for that one. Angelo Juarez just chiming in and saying he loves Spider Island, which, yes, I agree, it is phenomenal. I can't believe how much I'm actually enjoying that. Rick Boyder, any clue what's up with the Avengers cartoon? They're releasing the entire season on DVD, but what's up with season 2? No idea. I felt like pretty much a heathen because I never watched the Avengers cartoon, and even my sensei was asking me, it's like, oh, dude, why ain't you watching this? I'm watching it with my kids, it's great. And you know what, I missed like 1 or 2 episodes, and then, you know, when it comes to these whole series-long things, I like to watch it from beginning to end. It's not just, you know, a half-hour's episode. There's one big fucking story going on. So I'll be buying that first season DVD. I have no idea what's going on with season 2. But maybe Ramon will figure that out in his little segment over there. And Jason Agopian, can you guys do a proper segment on Bowen and Sideshow statues, what to look for, how not to get ripped off, and what do you guys have in your collections? Give us a week on that one to do a little bit more research and answer your question properly, and we'll get to that. Yeah, because I don't think we've ever done a section on statues and busts and whatnot. But let's move on to This Week in Comics. I think the biggest release, a lot of #1s coming out this week, but I could not personally wait for Ninja Turtles #1. I went and bought the Sam Keith cover because I think his art is really fucking crazy and it's cool. There are a lot of variant covers to this shit. So don't go out there and buy every single fucking stupid one of them. Just pick the one you like and go get that one. For the price that you're going to pay on all 4 of the regular covers with each of the Ninja Turtles, you can just buy the gatefold cover for like 20 bucks, and I think it even saves you money. But this is not your daddy's Ninja Turtles. This is pretty much just a new take on it. It's a revamp. The Turtles and Splinter are rats in this little scientific lab type of thing. April O'Neil is now a scientist. They're doing some sort of experiments on it. Baxter Stockman is now a black guy who was working. I'm not sure if he was black in the original Eastman Laird series from the 80s. I'm not actually sure about that, but I know he was a scrawny little white dude in the cartoon. But we have not met Oroku Saki yet, but we do get kind of a glimpse of General Krang, who is employing Dr. Stockman to make this mutagen, and he's experimenting on all of these animals and shit. So that's probably how the Turtles and Splinter are going to come into contact with the mutagen and everything. No word yet on how they develop their ninja skills. There does not seem to be a Hamato Yoshi where Splinter is learning and, you know, training from his cage, as was the case in the original. So who knows? But like I said, it's only the first issue. We already have some dissension in the ranks. Raphael has left the foursome and he's kind of wandering around on his own. And the other 3 are following Splinter. They get into a fight with this cat mutant in the first couple of pages. Artwork's good, the story's very interesting, and I'm just kind of happy to see the Ninja Turtles back. One variant cover I do want to say that is really cool is a take on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 cover. So it's, it's kind of just like that, and that like reddish brown sepia noir kind of tone. That's really cool. Ninja Turtles #1 is possibly one of the greatest finds or collector's items of our modern age. That book will run you over $1,000 for an ungraded copy, I guarantee it. So that's about it. Definitely pick up Ninja Turtles. I'm going to stick around on this for a while and see what happens with it. Another #1 that came out this week obviously was Ultimate Comics, the Ultimates #1. Came in this stupid poly bag. I don't understand why Marvel's doing this. They seem to be polybag happy lately. I don't know if it's to prevent few people from looking for spoilers in the book, because honestly there really aren't too many in this. I was only remotely pleased with this book. Honestly, there's a big stupid drunken brawl between Captain Britain and Excalibur versus Thor and the Asgardians over, I'm sorry, it's not a drunken brawl. Well, one half of it, Thor's drunk and the rest of the Asgardians are drunk. And apparently they got drunk and trashed some bar or whatever in fucking Britain, and now Excalibur's going to beat the hell out of him. It's stupid. One of Iron Man's robot drones gets caught in a thermonuclear explosion, and it's basically just the Ultimates trying to deal with all kinds of crazy political issues all over the world. And in the midst of it all, Reed Richards comes back with his own little brand of Freedom Force, Future Foundation kind of people. No word really on their origin or anything like that. I'm not sure if these are people that just followed Reed Richards or if he created them. It's really not clear. It's a shame, man, because the Ultimates line has really just gone downhill fucking fast, like a ski jump. And, I'm hoping it hits that jump and comes back up, but I'm not pleased with this first issue. So I wouldn't really go get out there and buy it. Captain America is still MIA. He had a fight with Nick Fury, and he left. He quit, and I believe that was Ultimate Fallout 4 or so, 5, whatever. I don't remember. They all blend together after a while. But let us know what you thought of, Ultimates. If you disagree, say, hey Pete, that shit is awesome. You're a fucking idiot, whatever. Or hey Pete, it really wasn't that good. You're right. Sorry, I wasted my money on that. Hit us up, questions@peachbasement.com. Let us know what you think. Superman Beyond Zero came out. I'm not actually picking up the Batman Beyond issues, but the first story arc was cool. This book was actually cool. I just picked it up because I wanted to see what it was about, and it's basically just the Batman Beyond future. And this book stars our original Superman, who has not aged nearly as terribly as Bruce Wayne, who is now a withered old man. I guess kind of, being Superman and all. He's aged a lot more gracefully. He still has his powers and everything. He's running around in the cool Kryptonian suit. This whole book is worth it just for the last page, the interaction between Superman and Bruce when they meet at Lois's grave in Metropolis Cemetery. A pretty cool issue. I don't think I'm going to stick around for a while, but if you are a fan of the Batman Beyond verse, this will definitely be a good book for you to try out. It's also pretty good for kids, if you want to get your son or, maybe your class, if you're a teacher, if you want to get them into reading or something like that. This is definitely a good book for youngins at this point, I would say. I don't think I'll be picking it up, but a good read nonetheless. And also up from DC this week is Batman The Dark Knight 5 by David Finch. Finally concluded this story, only to start Batman The Dark Knight #1 again next month. I liked this story when it first started. You had this girl getting kidnapped, and Batman playing detective, trying to find out, who done it. You got Killer Croc, you got the Penguin, and it was cool for like 2 issues. And then the whole story went to hell. Literally. All of a sudden you got fucking Etrigan and demons, and this girl's father's like an evil priest, and he wants fucking immortal life, and he's, trying to fucking raise these demons and shit. Listen, I may be alone in this, and I'm willing to accept that, but I just hate it when Batman gets too fucking supernatural. Ra's al Ghul is as far as I'm going to draw the line as, with supernatural bullshit with Batman. Everything else, Batman should be centered in Gotham City investigating normal ass crimes, fucking crazy psycho murderers and stuff like that. This is not, it wasn't Batman as far as I was concerned. The artwork was cool, I like Finch's work, but I just couldn't get into the story once, there was demons and shit running around. So good try, Dave, and hopefully you do better with the next round of Batman: The Dark Knight. Don't go buying that series. Don't even buy it in trade. Uncanny XForce 13. X-Force continues their search for the life seed to save Archangel from himself and becoming the heir to Apocalypse. And meanwhile, in this Age of Apocalypse universe that they're stuck in, Wolverine gets into a fight with himself, Wolverine became the heir of Apocalypse in this case. So there was a pretty cool fight going on. You find out Jean Grey is married to this Wolverine, and they have a daughter, and this Wolverine just fucking fries his own daughter in like the first 3 pages. He's a total badass. He's absolutely out of his mind. He's like got the Apocalypse mindset of, you know, I'm doing this for the future, for the betterment of the species and whatnot. It's awesome. And the one really cool thing I like about this is, in this story, X-Force has a job to do, and that is to get the life seed for Archangel, their Archangel in their world. They cannot possibly beat this Wolverine Apocalypse, and they don't stick around to try. Wolverine wants to stay because he wants to save Jean, and she tells him, like, listen, I'm not your Jean, I'm his. This is our fight, not yours. Go save your friend. And they teleport back to our Earth. And, you know, they arrive a little too late. As you can see on the last splash page there. Fuck it, spoiler, cheese, pop up. It's an awesome book because, like, they literally had to go. This was the mission. You can't fucking alter the shit just to save, you know, these people who are of little or no concern to us. And I like that. Like, it shows the real, true Black Ops nature of the team. I think it really keeps with, you know, the foundation of the characters that they set forth. It really just lets you know, like, these guys are straight up fucking Navy SEAL type, complete the mission, that's that. So I really enjoyed this series. And this is only part 3 of the story. Now we got to deal with Archangel as Apocalypse and the rest of the 4 Horsemen. And you see Archangel in shadow there in the last page, and looks like he's kind of made the transition into his Apocalypse phase. Very fucking cool. Also cool, X-Men 16. This is a great jump on point if you're looking to get into an X-book. You've got the X-Men teaming up with the Future Foundation, and moreover you've got Magneto and Dr. Doom teaming up, now both good guys, and they're on the same side. And the interaction not only between them, but also the other characters as it relates to these two is very interesting. You see Cyclops talking to Magneto about, you know, are you cool with working with Doom? You see other people like, I can't believe we're working with Magneto. But the best interaction overall goes to Wolverine and the Thing, who's like, you know, what's it called? Wolverine turns to the Thing, he's like, so, you know, I'm a little surprised you guys are running with Doom now. And Thing turns around, he's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, that wasn't Magneto I just saw sitting at your table? He's like, yeah, well, if you want to get technical. So it's a funny issue overall. Like, the characters really work well together. And like I said, it's a great jump on point if you're looking to get into a new X book. Finally this week, Kevin Smith's The Bionic Man #1. Cool story, surprisingly enough. I wasn't sure how I was going to like this. I used to watch the TV show when I was a kid. And I used to watch The Bionic Woman, which they set up as well as his girlfriend, James Summers. So maybe we'll see her turn bionic in a future issue. But this is all just an origin story. We meet this fucking crazy cybernetic ninja in the first couple of pages who just hacks everybody to death with his sword. And he's like bionic, and it looks like he's trying to destroy all the other bionic research, so he remains, you know, the only dude with some cybernetic parts and shit. In this case, Steve Austin, not the Stone Cold guy, but the Bionic Man, he's a test pilot, and his plane crashes. Well, we don't see the plane crash, but it's on its way to crashing, and obviously that's going to lead into the surgery when they have to rebuild him stronger, faster, better. They have the technology. So I'm looking forward to issue 2. This was a good start. I love when Alex Ross does the covers, so I'll buy anything like the first issue as long as Alex Ross is doing the covers, like I did with the Rocketeer. That's kind of trailing off now. Not as interested in it as I thought I was going to be. But the Bionic Man is definitely a good start. Kevin Smith's humor is definitely present. I'm just a little concerned with his deliverability as far as scheduling and, you know, on time shit goes. But seems to be doing good with the Green Hornet. So good for you, Kevin. Glad you finally found your feet as a comic book writer, because Yeah, there's still a lot of projects you have not yet completed. But yeah, definitely you can do that. You guys can do a lot worse than checking out the Bionic Man issue 1. Let me know what you think of that. And I'm going to close this segment off with a couple of new toys that I picked up. Action figures, whatever you want to call them. Just fucking toys. I do not leave shit in the box. I find it cruel to leave your toys in the box. I picked up a Flash figure to go along with my Green Lantern and Batman and Joker figures. This is from the Flashpoint Action Figure Series 1. I picked up the Chris Evans Captain America figure for the Marvel Legends or Marvel Selects, whichever one it is, that toy series, because this is probably the nicest Captain America figure I've ever seen. The other one, the Bucky one, the face is all thin and looks fucking stupid. The regular Captain America figure is not nearly as nice. This is very well detailed. It's like half normal Captain America, half Ultimate. It's just a really cool figure. The shield is all shiny and shit. So definitely a good figure to add. I never had a Captain America figure to go with the Spider-Man and the Hulk that I got up there. And finally, I just happened to catch this on eBay for like $5. It Spawn Wings of Redemption. So, I treated myself to that. I'm not really the biggest Spawn fan. I have no idea what's going on, but I just think it's a fucking cool figure, and the wings are cool. So, that's that. It doesn't stand up too well. See? And it's got no hole on the bottom to fucking stick like a little stand in there. So, I don't really know how the hell I'm gonna... wait. Hey, we got it. I guess you need the wings. Alright guys, I'm going to turn you over to the rest of the basement crew, see what they got to say, and I'm going to try to stay dry down here over the course of the weekend, and hopefully as long as my house ain't floating down the Hudson, I'll see you guys next week.
Punisher number 2 came out. Really good artwork. Storytelling is perfect. How could it not be? It's Greg Rucka. Not very surprising. The Punisher at this point is not the main character. He's the detectives are the main character, and Greg Rucka does great detective stuff. If you haven't already, check out Gotham Central. Him and Ed Brubaker wrote all those stories, and they're really good. It's kind of in the same vein because Gotham Central was focused on the Gotham Police Department, and Batman was always kind of in the background. He was usually always involved, but not in a main way. And this is kind of what is going on with Punisher at this point, until the very end when he's attacked or almost attacked by a vulture, a cool version of the vulture. So, but up until this point, it really was kind of the police in the forefront and Punisher in the background. But I think that's going to change now, a little bit at least. Now that he's about to be attacked by the vulture. Batman Dark Knight number 5 came out and concluded the storyline. It was good too. I'm surprised. The artwork's not bad. Jason Fabok does the artwork, but David Finch didn't do the artwork for this issue. I don't know if that's going to continue, but he wrote it, and it's a good story. So I would recommend it when it comes out in trade. FF number 8 came out. So the last 2 or 3 issues established Black Bolt's return, and now he's back, and that's that. So I don't know. I think they it's kind of dragging out though. That they've still banded together. The FF and all these supervillains have banded together to stop the other Reeds. And it's a good storyline. I like it, but it's just kind of dragging out. They need to kind of finish it and get to the next thing. X-Men 16 came out. The FF are in this as well. Great artwork. Writer's good. I've liked the writer for a while. Victor Gischler. There's a line in here that I like. Where is it? Me and Peter already talked about it, so I know he mentioned it in his segment already too. FF and X-Men are banding together, and FF have Magneto with them. FF have Doctor Doom with them, and the X-Men have Magneto with them. So Wolverine confronts the Thing and says, "Never thought I'd see you guys throw in with a guy like Doom." And Thing is like, "Oh yeah? Was that Magneto I saw sitting at the conference table?" And Wolverine says, "Okay, well, if you want to get technical." So that was a great little exchange. There were a couple of good exchanges between Wolverine and the Thing. At one point, Wolverine, the Thing calls this giant like saucer, uh, tin spider, which I like, and Wolverine's like, "I thought you were gonna say clobbering time," but it had a good like a good old cool comic feel to it. The whole issue, the story was good, but not super complicated with ridiculous jargon. Nice storyline. Artwork was good. The exchange between the characters was good. Some comic relief or whatever you want to call it between the Thing and Wolverine. So I like it. It's good. I'm gonna keep getting it. American Vampire concluded the storyline. Um, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I'm assuming it's gonna be a whole different set of characters, maybe. Um, so that was good. I recommend the whole series. So it's up to issue 8. So you should get that. If you just started it, in a month or so, I'm sure they'll trade it or have a couple of trades, and you should get those probably instead. Uncanny XForce. They finally got the seed, and they're trying to get back to Archangel before he becomes the Apocalypse. But then they're delayed once again. So this is another thing where it's good, but I think they need to kind of cut to the chase, so to speak. But it's still very good. Artwork is good and the story is good. So at this point in the Age of Apocalypse, Wolverine is Apocalypse. So it's a good twist. I like it. Gotham City Sirens number 26 came out, and the series is over. They've disbanded. But on a good note, on a high note, meaning that they're not enemies. They came this close to being enemies, but they're not. So they went on good terms, I guess, which leaves the option that they might come back together and be a team again. So it was good. It was a nice little nostalgic thing. They all talked about how they met and the circumstances surrounding it, and how Batman was involved and kind of orchestrated the whole thing to keep them all in line with each other. I liked it. It was good. So, okay. All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. So this is beginning a origin story. So closer to the original storyline than the comic than the cartoon. Like in this, April she works in a lab, which I think was in the original storyline. But in the movie and in the TV show, she's a reporter. So things like that changed. One thing I hope is in here, because I like the characters, Bebop and Rocksteady. I hope they appear in here, but they weren't in the original comic. They were made for the TV show. But they were funny characters with funny names. So, but I liked it. I'm gonna keep getting it. I don't know how long it's gonna be. If it's gonna be a mini or ongoing, but it's good. I think it's a good combination of the old comic and the cartoon, which was much more lighter and jovial. That's right, jovial. Oh, I don't think I mentioned Book of the Week. I guess Book of the Week would be Chew. Not a big surprise. But I like everything I read today. Or this week. I don't think there's anything overtly I didn't read. Ultimates came out too. I haven't read it yet, but I just wanted to get this done before, the power goes out. So, I'll just post my thoughts about it on the Facebook. But it came in a bag. I'm not sure why. I asked Pete. He wasn't sure either. I'll have to ask Ramon. Maybe he knows. I don't get it. I don't know why it was in a bag. So, Ultimate Comics is starting all over again. I guess we're going to have Ultimate X-Men. I don't know how that works. Because Wolverine's on the cover and he's supposed to be dead. But I don't think it's him. I think it's probably one of his various offspring. Ultimate Hawkeye. Come on. How long is that going to be? Alright, so Chew. Chew 20 came out. Okay, based on, I guess, spoiler, based on the back cover of this issue, which is usually the front cover of the next issue, he's riding a moped. So I think he may have gotten fired from his job in the next issue. But, you know, I'm sure he'll be back. So it's not like a big catastrophe. But it's good. There's like characters that appeared like 10 issues ago that make a reappearance. I like when that happens, when writers are able to thread that together in not in a forced way, you know. So basically, this the weird fiery writing that's surrounding the Earth was predicted by this cult of this religious cult that is against chickens and anything chicken related, like eggs and stuff like that. So they're supposed to go in undercover to check it out. So it was, you know, it's interesting, funny, original, the usual. So, but at the end, Mason Savoy feels he needs to grab somebody else in his team, and they contemplate John Chu. I keep saying John Chu, Tony Chu. Like, nah, he's too much of a cop. He's not gonna do what needs to be done. So they go after his daughter. So that should be really interesting for the next issues. So that's I think that's it for me. Be careful out there. We got a hurricane, and we got a slight aftermath of what's that thing called? When the plates collide with each other, earthquake.
Ugh. Color card first. Going. I do believe most of us frequent Midtown Comics, and they are, as a matter of fact, having a midnight release. They're even doing a signing with Jim Lee and fucking shit. Is it Mark Waid or Peter David? Motherfucker. Pause. Okay, gonna have to edit that part. Sorry, Steve. The Canes are coming!